Today is actually my birthday. I actually want to look presentable, but honestly, I'm so exhausted from yesterday's alcohol class. I just feel like lounging around. But I told myself I'm gonna do something meaningful today. Here's a choice: looking pretty versus making this video. Jeff Bezos regret minimization framework. What would I regret in 10 years? Probably not the pretty part or pajama part. So let's make this video. Welcome to Outlier FAQ, Firechat Part 2. Let's go. First question, how do I create an Outlier account? Honestly, I wish I would be able to demo this, but Outlier doesn't allow duplicate contributor account, but it won't be hard to find that sort of content on YouTube. There should be tons of content covering that topic. Maybe the UI change a bit, but the process is pretty simple. Fill out your information, upload your resume, and then verify you're human via the persona. It probably take one business day, I guess, and then you're in. Once you're there, start picking assessment. You have access to our community where you can ask questions. So the process is pretty simple. If you got any question, you can always email support or post a comment on the Outlier community. Do remember support email. Remember that by heart. support@outlier.ai. Link is in the description. Check out that link and leave me a comment if you need help. Next question. Which skill should beginner pick for the screening test? Great question. Most projects fall into two buckets. One is generalist. Another vertical is expert. So within the expert, there are also vertical like coding, finance, law, healthcare, etc. I would suggest start with something like no-brainer. Something that you feel like you can honestly answer without refreshing your knowledge. For me, I think I started with something like Chinese or generalist. And what's fascinating about it is it can be a new perspective. I never think about it like that. Nobody ever asked me that question before in the Chinese language. Have some fun with it. Use it as experience. So choose a no-brainer one and learn as you go. Keep in mind, there are 3 screening, I think it's per 30 days, but I wouldn't worry about that. Try to make your honest attempt because they do track the browser, something like that. But as long as you're honest, have some fun and enjoy the process. You might find something so interesting. If you got a question or something you want to share, drop me a comment. And that might become Firechat number 3. Next question. What if I fail the onboarding? Once you pass assessment, it might take a while for you to be matched with a project. For me, it took me a week or so to match to the first project, but honestly, the first match wasn't the most accurate or the suitable one. You can definitely try out a few projects. So go back to your question. Once you've been matched to a project, the next step is complete the onboarding. There might be 1 or 2 or a couple of onboarding courses. There might also be, once you're in the project, there might be additional onboarding courses. So don't panic if you fail. I failed many times, and hey, I'm still here. So if you fail onboarding, you have 2 options. Either you can email support, ask for a second chance, and that's not always the case, but sometimes they grant you a second chance. Don't take that personally for the second chance because a lot of time it's required by the client. So another way is to reach out to your QM, which stands for Queue Manager in a channel. Once you've been matched to a project, and typically in the Outlier community, you will see a channel for that project where you can add a QM. Typically, their name has SQM or Senior QM or just QM. Add them and ask for a second chance. They might give you one. I think that's all. Today's my birthday, so I plan to make it short. So today we covered about account creation and about assessment and also some onboarding question. Another thing I want to go over is a few tools to have it handy. Because a lot of time in the remote setting, you need to send someone something. So screenshot, definitely have that handy. And sometimes it will be nice to make a video. I use QuickTime Player on my Mac. It helps so well to explain something. So practice that while you are onboarding or while you are trying to get started. Those are definitely very hands-on tool. So that will be all for today's Firechat number 2. See you next video. Bye.